Hey, what's up, you guys? So I did my ethics case on the impact of social media on the funeral profession. So it's kind of complicated since it's not it's not a specific case or a specific incident, but something I feel like that needs to be kind of discussed and talked through. I'm gonna omit names of people, but with social media as big as it is and everything being shared on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Reddit. While utilizing social media can be beneficial, it also kind of can work against us as well. People will watch YouTube videos or blog posts of certain people and kind of get a false idea of what we do. And I think it's kind of easy for the public to view us in such a negative way when most of the stuff that is being posted about what we do is negative press, basically. Like, I know they say there's no such thing as a bad reputation, but there is. I feel like when all that's being shared is funeral home, scams family, or funeral home does this, any good that we do is automatically overpowered by that instead. I also feel like it gives a false perception of what we do. We've been told, oh, if you're in this to help people, you're in the wrong profession. Which, no, we do help people. We help people in probably the worst time of their life. But there's more to that, what we do. There's a science behind it. There's an art behind it. Like, So, and I've also seen, a lot of people who want to get into the funeral industry because of a certain person, which, great, come in. But I don't want you coming in thinking it's green burials all the time or families it's not as easy as it looks. Um, so I feel like we should be able to educate the public in a manner that doesn't come off too uppity, for lack of a better word. Because nobody likes being made out to feel like an idiot. I, for one, don't like that, but I'm also the type of person that if I see or hear something that I know is incorrect, I will be like, okay, I'm not doing this to be offensive, I'm not doing it to be rude or to put you down, but I'm here to educate, because it's not true. And also, things that are being posted by funeral homes or apprentices, embalmers, whoever, posting pictures of the deceased on their personal accounts or even business accounts. I can think of two instances. I was on Instagram just scrolling through, a followed hashtag, and somebody had posted a picture of a deceased woman who she had done makeup and restorative work on. And she wanted to kind of boast about it, which, I get. It's nice. You want to feel appreciated. But the first couple comments were, this is not okay. Or did you ask permission from the family? And she informed them that yes, she did get permission. But a part of me still feels like whether or not you got permission, I feel like it's still not okay. Because you gotta kind of go back and think, if that is your loved one, if that was your mom, your aunt, your cousin, would you really want a picture of them deceased, not even in a casket, on the internet for everyone to see? There's even ones where maybe it's just, cultural difference or just different parts of the US where they're posting pictures, of a front view of a chapel with the person in the casket, saying, oh, today we're honoring the life of so and so. Whether or not, you don't see them in the casket, but it's not even like an obituary, it's not even a program, it's their whole setup with the person there. And I feel like what we need to do to quote unquote fix this problem is to hold each other accountable and kind of take a step back and put ourselves in the shoes of the families. Like, would I want a picture of my deceased loved one on the internet? As well as, we should be open to educating the public who ask, like, oh, I heard this about what you do. Is this true? Like, explain to them, yes, but also I feel like what we do is an art form and doesn't, it's not for everybody. And we should be able to hold some sort of secrecy and have that discretion of not to share the entirety of what we do. Because, one bad apple in the bunch, and apparently all of them are sour. But I feel like, too, these families deserve and should, it's kind of one of our key points of our ethics of being a funeral director, is they have the right to that privacy. And by posting, images, anything of these people, whether or not you have permission, I feel like goes against that. But like I said, there's no real way to fix this problem. I'm sure funeral homes should probably be more careful as far as who they are let running their like personal or professional accounts, as well as kind of maybe shady as it sounds, is going through their employees and making sure they're not posting things they shouldn't be. Because it wouldn't be the first time where there's been an incident where somebody's gotten fired for something that they posted on their own personal account. But yeah, I just feel like this is something that should be kind of discussed since we're in such a technological age now. I watch Netflix since I have nothing else better to do, and there's a new show, The Midnight Gospel. It's great. It's weird. And there's an episode where they talk about death and that whole spiel, and it's, voiced by a very well-known YouTuber and author. And just hearing them go off about how it's been taken over by men and it's a financial thing and dead bodies perfectly safe to be around. It's actually more safe when it's dead. And I'm just, or, oh, you can have a home funeral, you know that, right? Or you don't have to be embalmed. Yes, we know this. But I feel like the problem is it's not so much that it's lies. Like, it's true, you can do all these things, but it's not being discussed in detail of what that takes. There's a reason why we are here for the families we serve. I'm sure plenty of families would love to be able to handle things on their own, but when you're going through, such intense grief of losing a loved one, I could only imagine having to go through that grief as well as trying to basically plan a funeral on their own. So I feel like just what we need to do as a community is just hold each other accountable, but also don't put each other down, because that doesn't make you any better. So, yeah. Thanks.